Hello and welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. Got to play the theme song to start us off. Welcome to 2026. We made it.
Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade. Bang, clang, drink. The machines never fade. Neon lights buzz in the haze. Joystick dreams in pixel mazes. Fingers dance, electric craze. You win, you lose, the screen displays. Retro Legends Arcade, where heroes are made. Insert your coin, don't be afraid. Retro Legends Arcade. Pinball clatters, jackpot rings. 8-bit world where power springs. Twitches hum, the chaos sings. Forever young on timeless wings. Press start to play. The night won't decay. Retro Legends Arcade, where heroes are made. Insert your coin, don't be afraid. Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade. Retro Legends Arcade.
All right. Welcome to the Retro Legends Arcade. Let's say hello to some friends in the chat. Good to see you, Sacro. Wingo, good to see you. Video Game Vegas, good to see you. Happy New Year, Video Game Vegas. Coming in hot. You can vote right now. I'll either cover X Arcade or AtGames. I'll look at the vote. Whoever wins will get covered first for my year in review. Got Bliss 2121. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Got Dark Realm Gaming. Good to see him at the stream. He's been doing some streaming. Check out Video Game Vegas' new review on the Neon Pac-Man. Arcade went up. Very cool review. I checked out this week. Got Happy New Year from Video Game Vegas. Awesome. And we've got a great list of games this week. Let's talk. I always start by talking about the games that we're going to be playing this week, and then we'll jump into the news and reviews. Yes, you're always welcome here. Thank you. And no one can touch you. I gave you a wrench so you could speak your mind. No one can mod you. No one can touch you but me. So, that's part of the thing of the show. I want you to be able to you're free to speak your mind when you come here. If you're talking about AtGames first, I'll come back in 30 minutes. Okay, well, vote in the poll. There's a poll up right now where you'll decide what order I talk about things. So please vote. I'll take a look at that. And we're going to start by taking a look at this week's games. I'm going to do a newer type of arcade game this week. We're going to do a 3-coin challenge because it's a beat-em-up game. And to be able to enter your score in the high scores, you have to break 100,000. Of course, I'm talking about the awesome Data East beat-em-up, Captain America and the Avengers. You play 3 credits, but after that, you can't continue. Enter your high score. Let's take a picture of it. Of course, if you don't know what we're talking about the Retro Legends Arcade iScored Tournament Leaderboard. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see, I gotta launch it. And this is just a leaderboard. It's free. Anyone can play. It's not gatekept at all. Anyone can play and drop a score. There are links to drop scores in the description of this video. I also show some videos that have QR codes that show you the links for the games. And I'm going to share the screen here. Let me just pull it up real quick. It's easier just to show it. And let's see, share it. There it is, the Retro Legends Arcade. Let me see, is it coming up? I like this view better where it's bigger. Boom, there are beautiful leaderboards. We compete every week. We play different games every week. You can see we've played pretty much all the arcade classics. Every week we pick different games to play. Let's scroll down. These are all games we've played. Last week we played the pinball game, Xena the Warrior Princess, Elevator Action. We played Top Hand, and Gyrus, the arcade game, and Tempest, the arcade game. We'll take a look at those scores in a minute. This week, we already have some people that have dropped scores. We have, in pinball, we have the Champions Pub, which is a great game in Pinball Effects VR. It's also on the AtGames Pinball. You can play in any format. You can play it on VPX. Just take a picture with your phone. Click on the link in the description of this video. It'll take you directly to the scoreboards. We're playing two games that are in Flipper Friends from AtGames. We're playing Amazonia and Rastan. I'll play one ball of each of those in a bit, so you can take a look at them. And we're going to start with, I feel like the headliner for this week is Captain America and the Avengers. It's a 3-quarter run, so you can play as far as you can get, but you may only continue 3 times, so it's 3 coins. We got Jabba here. Good to see you, Jabba. Welcome to the stream. Okay. And I'm going to start by, I will be able to put up comments. If you have comments to have really high video quality, I will not be able to talk over the stream, but I will put up your comments. We're going to start by taking a look at Captain America and the Avengers. So let's take a look at it right now. And let's see. Here we go. This week's game, Captain America and the Avengers. Gonna allow you to have 3 credits. Get as far as you can. Start with Cap.
Captain America.
High score challenge. 3 continues. How far can you get on Captain America and the Avengers? Fantastic Data East beat 'em up. We're off.
Avengers assemble.
Avengers assemble. Attack. You press the attack and jump together to do the special. Cap throws a shield. This game, one of the cool things, the special does not take your health. So, might as well use it. Pick this up. Pick this up. Yeah, pick this up. There you go. I'm going to tell you 10 interesting facts about Captain America and the Avengers, the arcade game. The arcade game was developed and published by Data East in 1991. Data East was a company at the time well known for licensed arcade hits like The Simpsons, and they were known for making the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style beat-em-up games. Fact number 2, it used digitized comic style voice acting, which was unique for the time. The game stood out for its fully voiced characters, including iconic callouts like Captain America's shield throws and Hawkeye's quips. This was a pretty impressive game for early 90s arcade hardware. Fact number 3, Captain America's shield was a unique gameplay centerpiece. Cap could throw his shield in multiple directions and it would bounce between enemies, making it one of the more satisfying and strategic weapons in arcade beat-em-ups of the era. Fact number 4, the playable Avengers lineup was unique for its time. Players could choose between Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye, or the Vision. An unusual team combo that reflected popularity rather than later MCU lineups. Fact number 5, Iron Man used repulsor blasts, not punches. Instead of traditional melee heavy combat, Iron Man relied more on range attacks, which made him play very differently than the other characters. Red Skull was the main villain. The story revolved around Red Skull attempting world domination, staying very faithful to classic Captain America comic lore rather than creating an original villain.
You can't escape! You will be the one to pay me! Throw stuff at this dude.
Fact number 7. Up to 4 players could play at once. The arcade cabinet supported 4-player co-op, which made it a big draw in the arcades, especially for groups of friends who wanted a superhero team-up experience.
Let's see if I can build Whirlwind. Let's see, I guess I'll go with Hawkeye for my last one. I got him. The Avengers. The Avengers. The Sentinel. Avengers Assemble.
Fact number 8. It was ported to multiple home systems. The game was later released on systems like the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, Game Boy, and even MS-DOS. Though the arcade version, at least by me, is certainly considered the best. Fact number 9. The NES version was heavily downgraded. Due to hardware limitations, the NES port had simpler sound and reduced animations, making it feel different than the arcade original. Fun fact number 10. Became a cult classic rather than a mainstream hit. While not as famous as the X-Men or Simpsons arcade game, Captain America and the Avengers is remembered fondly today by retro gamers and Marvel fans for its charm and comic book authenticity. It's definitely a beat-em-up that I love. Playing it this week for the Retro Legends Arcade. See how far you can get with 3 lives. Drop a score on our leaderboards. It's free and it's fun. In the comments, let me know what is your favorite character to play as when you play Captain America and the Avengers. Thanks so much for watching the video. Hope to see you on the Retro Legends Arcade Leaderboards.
Lost not out, that's lost. We'll take one. Slide 23% left. Robot. Hey, got him. Way over 100,000. So I'll be able to put in a high score.
Okay, 136, 901. 136,901. That'll be my score. 3 credits. How far can you get on Captain America and the Avengers will be our challenge for the week. Great beat 'em up. Got further than I thought. Papa. Brad's Gaming. Let's see, I think I'll appear on the high scores at the bottom. So 3 credits. 3 continues. AM 136,901. See you on the leaderboards.
Nasty weather got the little monsters uptight. Make it a blockbuster night. Blockbuster has something for everyone. Even the buttiest little beasts settle down to enjoy Blockbuster. I just love a family night. If the weather's a fright, make it a Blockbuster night.
There you go. So Captain America and the Avengers, 3-quarter run, 3 credit run. How far can you get? That's our first game this week on the Retro Legends Arcade. And then, of course, let's see here. What is this? Okay, I can remove that. Okay, and then, of course, we have pinball. We're going to be playing this week. We're going to be playing the Champions Pub. I'll be able to talk over this one, so I'm going to be on the side here. Let me add this to stage. Fans and pinball wizards, welcome back to Papa Brad's Gaming. Today, we're stepping into the ring with a true Bally classic, the Champions Pub. Coming soon to AtGames Pinball Legends 4KP. Let's throw some punches, light up those jackpots, and see what makes this quirky and unique 1998 table. Welcome to the stream, Steps Gaming. Biggie D, welcome to the stream. We're playing the Champions Pub. This footage I'm showing is from the AtGames 4KP, which it plays great on. But I really love this game in Pinball Effects VR. It's in 3D. So you get to see this boxer is boxing you in 3D. It's absolutely incredible. This is a super fun game. And this will be a fun game to score chase for the week. So on Pinball Effects VR, I'll be playing this one for sure. This is the Champions Pub, but it plays good. Also in Pinball Effects and on also on the AtGames 4KP. So lots of ways to play this game. Remember, it doesn't matter what you choose to play. You can post your score in any of those formats. And let's watch a little bit of the footage of the Champions Pub so you can get an idea of it. A knockout. Let's get it started. Released by Bally Midway in 1998, Champions Pub is one of the most unique and personality-packed tables of the late 90s. Designed by John Norris, the game throws you in the world of old-school boxing, with a sense of humor and insane amount of mechanical action. Fight your way through a lineup of international challengers to become the pub champion. Playfield includes some insane toys, a rotating punching bag with an animated boxer, a jump rope and speed bag mini games built right into the table, plus a custom. Yeah, one of the coolest things is that the ball actually jumps the rope. You actually, part of the mechanics of the game is you press a button and the ball flies in the air and that rope swings around and you actually play jump rope with the pinball. It's pretty amazing. Some call-out system with hilarious voiceovers from each boxer from around the globe. Now, thanks to Zen Studios and AtGames, we can finally experience Champions Pub like never before on a beautiful, fully rendered 4K virtual pinball cabinet. The lighting, reflections, and ball physics are absolutely spot on. A huge thank you to AtGames for sending me this table for the purpose of review. Champions Pub on the ALP 4K 4KP isn't just a port, it's a celebration of the original table with the visual polish that makes it shine on this cabinet. Zen did an outstanding job porting this table to the 4KP. You can see this attention to detail when you look at the close-up of the playfield. I'm going to show some gameplay of a game so you can see what the game looks like in action.
Hello to ya. I'm O'Brien, and these are me knuckles. Welcome to Champion Pub, kid.
Welcome to the stream, Rich Mix. Good to see you. Zen's version stays incredibly faithful to the original, capturing all the fun of mastering trick shots, combo punches, and winning the pub champion's belt. Bag and the pub jump rope are two fun games that are built into this pinball machine. I mean, and it's a pinball machine where the pinball jumps rope. Think about what a technical accomplishment that must have been. It's perfectly emulated in this game. It's a lot of fun to play. This was definitely one of the more rare pinballs, and I was lucky enough that there was a bar near me that had it, and I got to play it a bunch on location. And this is a really fun pinball. This is one I really like a lot. It's kind of like Punch-Out too. Like all the different every time he turns around, it's a different boxer. The different sound clips and video clips that play on the DMD. But if you haven't checked out the Champion Pub, this is a really fun pinball table. It's kind of a deeper cut. This one's not as common as some of the more popular Williams games and Bally games. This is a fun one that a lot of people have missed. So check out the Champion Pub. Really happy to see how well it has been ported to native pinball on the AtGames Legends 4KP. And I just played this today, testing the X-Arcade Final Version Haptics kit. It is really a great game. In Pinball Effects VR, this game is very well done. It is just super fun. And I can't wait to see how many boxers I can take down this week. I think I got pretty far on my first run through.
And now, Knuckles O'Brien voices the kid. Hello to ya. I'm O'Brien, and these are me knuckles.
And this is one of those games that really did an incredible job with the 4KP, with the flat screen, and Pinball Effects VR. Of course, the boxer actually looks three-dimensional because you can shift your body positioning. The 3D effect is unbelievable. If you play, the boxer standing right beside you while you're playing. It's pretty crazy.
Show 'em what you're made of. Did you like that? Would you like another then? That's a knuckles sandwich. You're getting clobbered, kid. Ah, thanks. I had an itch. Try it harder if you want to beat me.
This is a table I absolutely love, and to see it so well done, I mean, I hate to say it because people are going to think I'm a shill, but I think I'm going to give this like
I love
a
this
10.
one. I like it on
I
both.
I love it.
This game is good on all platforms too. They just really knocked this game out of the park. This is a very complicated, hard game to emulate, and Zen really knocked this out of the park in both Pinball Effects VR and on the 4KP.
Love everything about it. I love the way it plays. I love the way they've incorporated the SSF sound. This is AtGames Pinball. I mean, this is Zen Pinball porting a classic pinball table well to the AtGames 4KP. And I can't help but get behind this. I'm going to give this a 10. The soundscape of this game is handled so well. This game sounds incredible. I mean, just listen to it. I mean, I've got the boxer heckling me. What a great game, huh? Okay, now I've heard some talk about Pinball Effects VR being a better experience than AtGames 4KP Pinball. But a table like this, so well executed, proves that AtGames is by far the premium experience. Just my opinion, don't hate, but I absolutely love the way AtGames has done this game. It is absolutely fantastic. And if you have a 4KP, I would say this is a must-buy. There's some footage of the real machine that I took when I made this video to show just how good of a job they did with the port of this. But this is fantastic in Pinball FX VR. It's fantastic. Now, this game was not out in Pinball FX VR. This was, I think, part of that batch of the 9 games we got when they did the 9 Williams table drop, the incredible drop of pinball tables. I think this was one that came in that second round. So, you know, this was not out originally. So at the time, you couldn't play this in VR. This was a AtGames exclusive for that particular time period. But now that it's out in Pinball FX VR, I mean, this is a fantastic game in any platform. This is one of those games that I was concerned with how good are they going to be able to do it. It just has so much animation. The toy is such a pivotal part of the game because you're basically boxing the different boxers. And I mean, he looks alive in the Pinball FX VR version. So you really can't go wrong playing this game in any version. Zen knocked this one out of the park. We're going to talk a little bit about ELVIRA in a bit too, but that was another one where they put all hands on deck and got it done. But let's finish this. If you look at the real table, you can see just how close it is. With the SSF kit, the way it's integrated into this game, the music, the sounds, the action. This is AtGames Pinball at its finest. I love this table. Love everything about it. And so that's why I'm giving it a 10. It deserves it, honestly. And Zen has been knocking themselves out with these Williams tables. So keep it up, Zen.
T. McCluskey. Papa Brad's Gaming. Part of Arcade Talk Show presents Zen Studios Pinball Tournament. This week's table is...
it's the Champion Pub.
So anyway, this is a table I've always loved. We keep returning to it because it's one of my favorites. And this week we're playing it, Pinball FX VR. Welcome, Happy New Year's, Mikey. Good to see you. Champions Pub is available in Pinball FX VR. It's incredible. It's a good experience across the board. It's a fun game. It has a little bit of tough out lanes, so you got to be a little bit aware of the out lanes on the left and right are going to be the main things that are going to get you. Also, the greed factor is really strong in this one because a lot of you want to make that center shot to the boxer, and you have to keep making that shot to get through the different boxers. It's got a great greed element, but it does have a little ball saver thing that pops up between the flippers. So, like, take those direct shots when you have that safety. Like, figure out, like, your flipper position to get that perfect shot right to his belly and, like, just make those shots count, and you'll find you'll get a lot further in the game. Yeah, and this is a fun one, so be sure to drop a score this week in the Champions Pub. This was the game we played in the Arcade Talk tournaments with my good friend T. McCluskey. And I have to say, this is an incredible experience.
Flip, kid, flip.
I wish AtGames would have had this table out when we did the Arcade Talk tournament. This is the delivery on quality Zen Pinball to the AtGames 4KP. And of course, we've seen them been able to duplicate this game. I think you get the idea. Champions Pub, absolute banger. Fantastic game. Come drop a score on our leaderboards this week. Champions Pub is in the leaderboards. The other two games we're playing this week, we're playing RASTAN, which is a game that I'll have to play as part of the Flipper Friends. That's on the AtGames platform. It's a Taito game. And we're playing Amazonia, which is another game that is a AtGames pinball game. So, but those are the 4 games for the week. Let me pull up the board one more time. I'll get that done, and then we can move on. Let me pull up the board. I should have just left it on. Let's see. Is this it? There it is. Okay, so I still have it. There it is. Okay. So all 4 games are on the boards and active right now. So you've got Champions Pub, Amazonia, RASTAN, which you can play on any AtGames, even down to the Legends Pinball Micro. You can play it. It's also available to the HD pinball players. Our arcade game for the week is Captain America and the Avengers with a 3 continue rule. That'll probably get you around the amount of points you need to enter your high score too. I think you need to break 100,000, but I found that was perfect. So you get 3 continues in Captain America and the Avengers. It's a great beat 'em up. Let me just knock out the games that we just played last week since I'm on the leaderboards here anyway. Let me scroll over. Let's see if I can scroll over here. How about this? Move it like this. Games we played last week. We played Tempest. Sacro ended up winning Tempest. I came in second. Team McCloskey and Lord Donkey Balls. Man, I can't believe Sacro took me out at the last minute in Gyrus. I thought I was going to hold. Let's see. Sacro got 111,000. I got 110,000. Just beat me. Team McCloskey, Lord Donkey Balls, Ichabod Crane. These were both tube shooters, which were fantastic. Gyrus is like playing Galaga, except for you play it in a tube. We played the classic pinball top hand. We had Sacro number 1, Jabba with a great score, Bliss 2121 third place. Congratulations. Wingo, Ballydurn, me. We had Elevator Action, which I had to play in the Flipper Friends. We had looks like Wingo won that one. Sacro, Ballydurn, me, Team McCloskey, Ichabod Crane, Jay. Thanks for playing. And we had some really good competition in Xena. We had Lord Donkey Balls, took the number 1 spot with 158 million. We had Sacro, Jabba, 70 million, which is, I think it might be my personal best game of Xena. We have Bliss 2121 with an excellent score. Ballydurn, Jay, Team McCloskey, and even Biggie D played. Thanks for playing, Biggie D. Those were our games from last week. Thanks, everyone, for playing. We had a great week. Really was surprised how high those Xena scores got. I thought that 70 million might have held, but y'all knocked it out the park. We got Bliss 2121s came in with a Champions Pub score. We got Team McCloskey taking the lead. We got Bliss 2121 in second. We got Team McCloskey taking the early lead at Amazonia. And in RASTAN, we got Captain America and the Avengers. And remember, you get 3 lives for that. Those games were just put up. I do agree, like the game selection is going to either make or break the Retro Legends Arcade. So I want to play games that are fun, and I will listen to the community. If you're not joined in my Discord, I believe there's a link in the description. Join my Discord. Tell me what games you want to play. I'd like to have just a fun arcade game. You know, we don't play the junk. If you look at our leaderboards, we got all the classics. We're playing the good games, you know, the fun arcade games. And the 3 continue thing with the beat 'em up is perfect because you get to play long enough that it's super fun. And Sacro is a heck of a gamer. I thought I was going to hold with that Gyrus score. That was a good score. But congratulations. Well played, everyone that played. Congratulations, Lord Donkey Balls. Came in hot with that Xena score. The week began, and I thought, man, no one's going to touch my Xena scores. And I never even watched the TV show Xena before this week. And because we're playing in the Retro Legends Arcade, I checked out the TV show. You know, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. There's 24 episodes in a season. I didn't watch all 24, but I probably watched about 15 of them. And it's, I kind of missed out on Xena. I never really watched Xena. And it was such a good show. Now, when I don't really have anything that I want to watch, I might throw on some Xena. It's a pretty good show. Surprised. I slept on that one. Absolutely. Sacro says, thanks, Jabba UK, Rich Mix 49. You guys make it fun to play and compete. Thank you, everyone that's playing. Tell your friends. This is free. It doesn't cost anything to compete. We have different games each week. It's part of the fun. You know, I find that I play better. Like if I'm playing in a leaderboard, I'm going to play better than just playing randomly. So I do like And also, I think it helps too. Like if you want to really get good at these games, it takes a week focusing in on just a few games to get good at them. Like, you know, you need that time to really develop the skills in any of these games. That's how deep they are. There's a lot to them. So let me check in my chat here. Okay, I'm gonna end this poll right now. Absolutely, Sacro is killing it. Let me put this up. Copy. And we got $1.99 super chat from the Steps Turbo Show. Thank you so much, Steps Turbo Show, with $1.99 super chat. Let me play you a fun little video. I have some fun videos uploaded for super chats. Let me play one of them. Let's see. Let's see. I'll go with this one. Thank you so much, Steps Turbo, for the super chat. It's greatly appreciated. So I'm always listening to the people. I let the people decide. And I asked, should we talk about AtGames or X-Arcade first for the new year in review? And it looks like overwhelmingly, it looks like X-Arcade's coming in with 64%. AtGames with 36%, so I will be talking about X-Arcade first. I do want to show one ball of each of the other two games we're playing if people have not seen them. So I'm going to do that real quick. I have a special setup. We'll get this. Boom. I'm trying this new setup. Let me see here. I do believe I can put the chat on. Look at that. The chat's on the corner, and I made the special pinball setup so we're not covering up the pinball with the chat. I used to put it all the way to the right, but I put it to the center. Now, we're not going to get super into it. I'm just going to play one ball just to show both games. Now, I always like to have a classic kind of pinball game, and this week's game will be RASTAN. And one thing I want to say is you don't need to spend a fortune. If you want to play Retro Legends Arcades, AtGames games we're playing, they'll all play on the Legends Pinball Micro, which is about $300. So you don't really need to spend a fortune to play these games. You don't need a 4K to play these games. These are on all the AtGames pinballs. And these Taito games are fun, and they are exclusive to AtGames. So I'm just going to play one ball of this and one ball of Amazonia to let you see what it looks like. Look at all these cameras. This is crazy. Get this out of the way. Let's see how's that. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. One ball. Just one ball of each one. This is a very classic, basic pinball machine. That was quick. I'll play one more just so you can see a little bit more, but a lot of times I'll crank my music up and I'll just play these while I'm listening to music. These are very mellow games, fun to relax to. And these games are in the Flipper Friends, so if you play them, you automatically will get IFPA points for just playing. So that's a pretty cool side benefit, is you'll get on the ranked leaderboards. All you got to do is play some games. Okay, so we got the idea for that one. We'll play just a few seconds of Amazonia so people can see it. Maybe you don't know anything. Maybe you don't have the AtGames pinball. This came with my 4KP. This was one of the stock tables. It was one of my favorite ones to play when I first got it. This has really good sound if you have the SSF kit. And it's a kind of an Amazon jungle theme. Once again, I'm not playing these games seriously. I'm just showing you what the game looks like. In the description of this video, you can look and see the links to these games. Let's see, I could probably. This is something. This one's got a nice DMD. You got the fish. You got the piranhas in the water jumping. It's pretty cool. It has really good sound. Sounds like I'm in a jungle. Sound on this game is phenomenal. And this pinball has the SSF kit where it vibrates while the ball's rolling around. It has a subwoofer built into it. But this really uses the SSF. Watch, the snake eats. Look at that. The snake ate the ball. He ate the ball. This is a fun one. I'll enjoy playing this game all week. This is one of the ones I like. It's on AtGames. I actually like all the games that are on the we're playing this week. Should be fun. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, well, there was just a quick little taste, just a taste. Some Amazonia, just a taste, so you could see it. And I'm not going to play a full game or anything. I just wanted to show you the games. Yeah, RASTAN is pretty cool. It's just your basic classic pinball. You know, Amazonia is one of the natural history tables. Yes, Amazonia was made by Magic Pixel, 100%. It's part of their natural history pack tables. And those are exclusive to AtGames, but they're available on every platform all the way down to the Legends Pinball Micro, which I just got a Micro. I have Amazonia, this little small pinball right here, plays the exact same game. And it plays exactly the same. So let me see here. I got to switch back to my regular camera. There we go. Oh, I just got big again. But I wanted to see, did the pinball camera work? Could y'all see the games okay? I hope so. There's a lot of cameras, a lot of work. Anyone that's ever streamed pinball knows that's a lot of extra cameras, and the setup is kind of involved to try to film a pinball while you're playing it. Yes, it is a Magic Pixel game. So, okay, so according to, thank you, Rich Mix. Thank you so much. Good, I'm glad. I just wanted to show you the games if you haven't seen them. Because if you're not familiar with AtGames Pinball, maybe you don't have an AtGames, you probably have never seen the game. So at least you get a quick look at it to see what it looks like. You know, lots of ways to play pinball. We're kind of in a golden age where I feel like with virtual pinball, between the AtGames and the Pinball Effects VR, and I mean, you could play on consoles even anymore. I mean, these games are crossing over where they're going to be everywhere. So I think 2026 is going to be better than ever, especially if Zaccaria gets their tables out on a bunch of consoles that will increase the amount of people that can play these games. And I like all virtual pinball games. They're fun. So thank you. So good. I'm glad you were able just to see the games. That's all I wanted to do for that. Okay, so that being said, I got to go back. Let me go back in my studio here. And I'm going to follow what you said. Y'all wanted the AtGames year in review. I mean, not AtGames. Y'all want the X-Arcade year in review first with a 64% win. So we're going to jump to the X-Arcade. So let's see here. First thing I want to talk about with X-Arcade, of course, is going to be the Haptics kit that's coming out. It's very exciting. So we're going to start with that. I had something for that right here. happened? I lost sound. Oh, hold on a second. I lost the sound. Let me try one. Okay, so it was just a quick video about the Haptics kit. I just finished installing it completely, the final version Haptics kit, and we're going to talk about a few things on it. I'm just going to go through the process of installing it, what it was like. As far as the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to upgrade your firmware on your X Arcade. I got a quick video I'm going to show. I'm going to guide you through it. And let me put on some little background music here while I'm. So basically, you're going to plug your X Arcade to a computer, and you're going to update your firmware. And the reason why I'm going to tell you you want to do this first before you do any of the install is because you need to have the new firmware so it can see all of the. So you'll hear your exciter, your solenoids fire off. Okay. This is very simple to do. They're going to give you all the links. There was nothing to it. You just plug it with a USB into any computer. But the first step before you do anything is update your firmware on your X Arcade. There's the new dongle. You can see the new dongle now has pass-through, so people that have headsets will have good. They'll be able to leave your headset, your extra battery power going through it. This is what it looks like. It's square. And you can press, it has 3 modes. Has a mode for Pinball Effects VR. Has a mode for the Star Wars Pinball, and has another mode. So it's 3 different modes. So I would recommend starting before you even open up your X Arcade. I had to update both, but they're saying that the dongle will be shipped with the finished firmware on it. I had to upgrade mine, but the finished one you shouldn't have to. But start by upgrading the firmwares of both the dongle. I mean, especially the X Arcade, you might not have to do the dongle. I would probably wait on the dongle because, I mean, I did get an early build of the final kit. So you might not have to do the dongle when you get it. I had to, but you might not have to. And this is just some footage. Glenn's already shown this, so I feel comfortable showing it right now. Let me put on a little sound. Put this on in the background, just soft. How's that? Is that good? Can you still hear me over the music okay? I just don't want to get a copyright claim on the music they use because I'm not sure if they scanned it, and I don't want to get a claim. But step 1 is going to be to install the firmware. Once again, very simple. You just hook it up to a computer. You're going to see the number will change to this 3.61. And so that's really where you're going to start when you get the kit to do it, as far as installing it. I did that last. And as a tester, honestly, that should be the first thing you do. Install the new firmware. Because the new firmware is going to make it see everything. Okay? Now, don't get scared when I show you this, but this is what the kit comes with. Let's add this to the stage. Okay, here we go. This is the X Arcade Haptics kit. This is all the things you're going to get in that box. I like the way they showed you use. I use the foam. Like, it's so simple. Like, you can follow this video. I just had this video open. I followed each step. I did each thing that I saw in the video. You're not going to need a bunch of tutorials. This will get you everything you need to do is in this video. The only thing where I messed up doing it myself was I didn't do the firmware first. Do the firmware first, but watch. They're going to show you step by step what to do. Of course, first thing you're going to do is you're going to take out the screws so you can get into the X Arcade. Tank Stick VR. I do like that they showed the foam. That was a good way. It's really easy to work on it with that piece of foam they gave you is actually very useful. So now I think I heard Glenn said he did this like in an hour and a half, but I mean, it took me forever, but I'm an old man and I'm slow and I take my time. So, you know, some people could probably do it faster than me. I really took my time. I wanted to, you know, really examine and see and give them feedback about the whole process of installing the kit all the way through from beginning to end. This is the part I was super nervous with. Last week I showed you me drilling holes in my X-Arcade. They could not have made this easier. They give you this template, which you stick on the X-Arcade. They give you all the drill bits you need. Now you're going to need a power drill. If you don't have a drill, you're going to need one because you're going to have to drill these holes. And once you drill the holes and put the plunger module on there, it's almost like it was built for it. It's so slick the way they did it. You know, you're really just drilling a small hole in a thin piece of plastic. It's not hard, it's difficult to do. I was super nervous about doing this, but after doing the kit, now you see there's the bigger. There's two sizes on the drill bits. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. The bigger one, the only thing you use it for is for the power cord, the controller cord from the plunger. So you only use it one time. And just take your time. It's like, it just has to be close too, because there's washers on the back of these screws that go in. So like, as long as it doesn't bind, it's going to work good because there's big metal washers on the screws that are going to secure the plunger. You're going to see when we get into putting the plunger in. And these are easy, a good trick. You want to push, there's like a little button you push. They give you all these tools. It's all included. Everything's in the box. This is a great tool to have for your arcade. It's a button nut tool. So if you have arcades, that's a great tool to have. The trick is you use your thumb and you press that little tab. So don't pull on them hard. If you push that tab right, they'll come right off. And like I said, just have this video on. And that's what the big hole's for. The big hole that you drill, that's where that piece that connects to the motherboard. That's the only thing that you need the big hole for. And you're going to see there are screws with washers that connect the plunger. There they are. This is going to connect the plunger module to the X-Arcade Tank Stick VR. Now they have these big metal washers, so your screw, like your holes don't need to be perfect. Just make sure they don't bind. You don't want it to bind at all because it could affect the smoothness of how the plunger operates. So they can be a little bit bigger if they need to be, you know. Just take your time. And like I said, I was super slow and super careful. Now, if I've done a few of these, I could probably get it down where I could do it faster. And this is the first haptics unit. It's going to vibrate. You're going to put one of those on each of the flipper buttons, and you'll feel vibrations through the buttons. This is so amazing. I'm telling you, this product is a game changer. I love Pinball Effects VR, but this just takes it to a whole different level. No, this is the install video. They're literally showing you close up how to do every step of this build. Yeah, I would actually do a disservice if you follow this video from X-Arcade. They're going to show you 100% step-by-step every single part of this. If you have any questions right now, I'm here live in the chat to answer questions. But it's not that difficult. It's mainly just you got to follow the steps as you go. I'd say the most important thing is update your firmware before you begin. Because if you don't update your firmware, you're not going to see anything happen. That's the mistake I made. And I gave them literally a 45-minute video. I gave them paid. I really have been contacting X-Arcade a lot as a tester to try to make it easy for the people when they actually get this in their hands. And we're going to keep going though. Yeah, it's really easy. It's not a difficult thing. If you've ever modded an arcade cabinet, this is not that much different from that. The part I was scared about was using the drilling the holes, and how's that plunger going to attach to this X-Arcade, because it wasn't designed with the plunger. But really the way they did it was ingenious, because it's so integrated into it, like you would never know. You would have to literally open it and see the screw holes, because it literally looks like it was built to fit in that part of the machine. It did a really good job, you know. And I'm going to tell you, watch this video, do the firmware first, and it's going to be smooth sailing. Absolutely. Big D, you make a full install video. But this video that they made is fantastic. That's what I'm going to recommend people use to do the product, because it's so well lighted. The camera's in the right spot. It's very difficult to film these kind of videos. And X-Arcade's really done all the work and made a fantastic video. Shows you step by step what to do. So at this point, we're connecting the plunger cable. We've installed it on the machine now. I'm going to go back just a little bit. This is the actual motherboard that's going to handle the haptics. It's going to handle the nudging. And this is the extra motherboard that you're going to put in. It's really neat. What it does, it has these little tabs that just snaps in. It's so easy. Like, there's nothing to mount. It just snaps in. And it probably is built that way too, so when you shake it, those accelerometers can feel it moving. Very ingenious, you know. Now at this point, you're also going to put in the serial cable. They have, everything is labeled, like everything is in a bag with a label. So the way they did the kit, everything, every single part of this had a label on it, just like you see in the video. At this point, they recommend sliding the X-Arcade back onto that heavy base to work on it. And it's a lot easier to work on it when it's stabilized in the base. And for the next step, we're going to put on the front haptics. Now, the back haptics are by the flippers. And we're going to take these buttons loose. This is just like any arcade. Make sure you see he uses his thumbnail. You press that little tab, and they'll come right out. Once again, I took an extra long time. I took a picture of the wires to make sure I had them all right, but I could have just really watched the video, because you can see in the video where all the different colors go and everything. And then these foam pads, basically what's going to happen is it's going to rest against it. You don't want to over tighten it when you get to the final step, because you want some vibration, because it's going to vibrate on that rubber pad. You're going to see there's the vibration element that you're going to add in. You're going to kind of angle it so it's going to clear the buttons. And what they recommended is just making some small pilot holes for the screws that go in. Mikey, I'm telling you, you're going to be fine. If I can do it, anyone can do it. If I can do this build, if I can install this, anyone can do it. Yeah. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know how to get in touch with me. Get in touch with me if you need any advice on anything or you're scared about anything, but don't be scared. It's not hard. Really, all you're doing with this, you're just only touching it enough to make a starting spot for the screw. So, you know, there are lots of ways you could do that, but and then the screws, you don't want them over tight, because you want to vibrate. See how it moves some? You want it to move a little bit. If you over tighten it, you're not going to feel the vibration as much. So once again, just use your thumbnail to push that little prong, and it makes it way easier to take off the buttons. You're going to do the same process on the other side. It's like a foam pad. And then that vibration motor is going to sit up against that pad, and that's how you're going to get the haptic feedback feel. And this is basically just by sound. So it's going to vibrate with the sound. You have an analog knob at the top, and you can crank it up or down or even turn it off if you want. So it's all completely adjustable on the fly, which is really great. A little bit different than AtGames. AtGames is actually a little bit more involved. Like, I felt like the AtGames SSF kit was a lot harder to install than this. I didn't have the vacuum cleaner. I just tried to do my best to get it all out of there. Yeah, it is a little scary. Like, when I first saw this video, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was a bit freaking out. But it's not that bad when you get into it. I believe in the future they are going to have a already installed version of this. So they probably will offer a version with all this done. Yeah, they're going to have a version of this pre-installed. They've already talked about doing that and having it. Well, they give you they say that's the last step. So they give you a bunch of zip ties for the last step. All this foam is just to make it where when it's vibrating, it makes it where you don't get rattles and stuff. So I just took my time, you know. Once again, you know, think of this as like a, you know, it's just a fun project to do. You know, it's not, people are saying that they're doing this in an hour. I mean, I don't see how you could do this in an hour. I certainly couldn't. It took me but I'm very slow, and I'm, you know, this is not my strength doing these kind of things, but I did get it done, and it was not that, once I did it, I could definitely do it again. It was not that scary after I'd gotten through the whole process. Everything has a spot where it just connects in. All these plugs are pre-done. They only go in one way, so you can't mess them up. And you connect in the haptics on each side. There's a front and a back haptic, right, on each side. And you can do the other side. The features I really like that this is going to add to your X-Arcade, this is going to give you the ability to nudge. Another thing it really does fantastically well is the solenoids that are built into the top of this board that we're putting on. The solenoids make it feel a lot more like you're playing a real pinball machine. They've got the solenoids just right. I feel like the AtGames ones were way overpowered. These feel perfect. I mean, the implementation of the solenoids is spot on, and there's no delay, so it's just super good. Okay, now we're just going to put on the top. I love this trick they show you. They just hang it right there, and it just hangs there while you plug everything in, which is pretty ingenious. So I wouldn't have thought that. Hey, what's up, Ojib? Good to see you. We're checking out installing the haptics kit into the X-Arcade Tank Stick VR. And everything is labeled, so everything is super well labeled. Like, they literally went above and beyond. Everything's in its own bag and it's labeled. So as long as you take your time, you just go through this. Like I said, I just put the video on. I did each section. I probably took way longer than I needed to, but I really wanted to understand it as I was going through the process of installing it. And all these plugs pretty much fit on one way, so you really can't put them on. I don't think you could put them on wrong. I think they all fit on just one way. And then the last step is to just tidy things up with zip ties. They give you a ton of zip ties for tying down your cables. And you put the new top on. The solenoids are on the front of this. There you get a real good picture of the solenoids. But also did a video of how to repair a solenoid if you have to repair one. It is a mechanical element, just like on a real pinball machine. So that video is on my channel if you ever need it. You probably won't need it with these new units because they did change the solenoids from the demo ones they sent us had a different solenoid. This has a little bit different solenoid on it. It should be more durable. Yeah, this is all you need. You need the Hecate Tank Stick VR and a headset to play VR pinball. Now what this is doing, this is adding a bunch of extra features. It's a haptics kit. So you're adding haptic feedback. You're adding the ability to nudge physically. You physically push the machine and it will actually nudge the table in VR. And you're adding sound. It has speakers. So like it will sound like the pinball table is below you, like a real pinball would. So quite a bit that you're adding. You know, the haptic feedback, the solenoids, and the real world nudging are what this is going to add as a player. And this tank stick, of course, you can still use it as an arcade stick. I mean, you can use it for a bunch of stuff. This is really for pinball players. These things are kind of cool. What they do, I only put on one side for me, but you can put on both. These basically are like little hand rests. And it kind of it makes the button where it's kind of inset on the side where the launch button would be. So you could see you're not going to accidentally press it ever. I never had that problem. Honestly, like if I was to start all over from scratch, I might not even put those on, but a lot of people like them. And then the last step is to, if you want to, I'm not sure if this is 100% necessary either. I never tried it without these. I did put them on my stand, but these make the stand where it will wobble more. So like it's easier to nudge. So this, basically the stand is so solid that it literally will, you know, it's really solid. I think the way I play though, it probably would have worked without me doing this, but I haven't tested that. I did put these on, and this does make it where like you can see in my video I did for the prototype, it moves a lot more. Does it feel better than the AtGames 4K and the SSF kit? I think that's what you mean to ask. I would say it's different. I mean, this is VR pinball, so everything's 3D. There are advantages to this going with the VR. The main advantage is that the flipper lag is way lower. So like your response time while you're playing is lower. I'd say they're different. I mean, you're talking about VR versus flat screen pinball. And I think for a cabinet type flat screen pinball, I think that AtGames is fantastic. But I think this is a game changer. I mean, X Arcade has really outdone themselves. There's the whole video. We watched the whole thing. The SSF kit is more expensive. Everything on the AtGames is more expensive, but it's a gigantic physical pinball cabinet, you know? And we'll talk about that in a minute about AtGames, but I think they're both good. It depends on what you like. That's my honest answer. Do I love playing in Pinball Effects VR? I do. I think it's fantastic. I think once you play in VR, it's a great experience. If playing on a cabinet, though, that's also a good experience. So the SSF kit on the X Arcade is not on par with the AtGames, mainly because the AtGames is a gigantic wooden cabinet. So even the Turtles cabinet it has the same cabinet as the 4KP. So that gigantic cabinet, which is acoustically designed for that SSF kit, as far as the sensation of the ball rolling, you're not going to get that out of the Haptics kit, but you will get some vibrations, which increases it. But what increases it more is the ability to nudge physically is a game changer with Pinball Effects VR, the physical nudge. The solenoids I like better than the AtGames implementation with the X Arcade. Yeah, the VR, you don't need any of this. This is just if you want to have the ultimate controller for playing VR, Pinball Effects VR pinball. I mean, the X Arcade is just a standalone controller. It gives you a new input method for the flippers and upgrades. This upgrade I just showed you gives you haptics. It gives you the ability to nudge. It gives you the solenoids, which are fantastic. and it gives you sound. There's speakers. So like, it sounds like the pinball is like lower, like just like it was coming from the pinball machine. So quite a bit of upgrade, but not 100%. Like if you just get the X-Arcade tank stick, you'll get where you can get that feeling of playing using the buttons and stuff. But that's basically what it does. Yeah, I mean, I think they're both good. I mean, it just depends on, I think the X-Arcade's good to have in your arcade setup because you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can hook it up to consoles. I mean, I could go hook it up to my PS4 and play fighting games with my X-Arcade. So an X-Arcade is just kind of like a tool you can use however you want in your arcade. You can hook it up to Pinball Effects computer version. Like Biggie D has a nice setup. If you check out in his channel, when he plays pinball, sometimes he plays pinball using the X-Arcade. You just take a TV, you put on a stand like this, and you can play Pinball Effects with the PC. It's X-Arcade, I feel like, has really came a long way. I feel like this product for them is definitely a game changer. Let me turn off this music real quick. I just wanted the music on for when I was doing the video. Turn that off. I'll turn that off. But yeah, fantastic. I mean, what do I think about the X-Arcade? I'll be honest, I love it. It's fantastic. It's a game changer. I love virtual pinball, and this just ups the bar. I gave them the best of 2025. It got my #1 spot. This is a game changer. The Arcade 2 TV XR from X-Arcade is a game changer. If you love virtual pinball, check out this cool flyer on Champions Pub. Forgot to show that. But anyway, and it's not just that. You can use it as an arcade. Here I am playing some Black Tiger. I mean, I use this X-Arcade not just for pinball, but for other things as well. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Here's the way your X-Arcade kit will come. This is what it looks like in the box before you put it in. And here's some pictures of it. I do believe they still are running this sale too. So like if you want to pick an X-Arcade up, it's a good time. I think they have them for $279 for the X-Arcade with the stand. You just use this code, BFATV30. And you can get it for $279 plus shipping. Pretty sweet. So anyway, let me check in with the chat real quick. Let's see. Other thing about with Pinball Effects VR, while we're talking about Pinball Effects VR, one of the best things you can do is you can get this program. And I didn't know about this, but this is a game changer too. For if you're doing games on the Quest Games Optimizer is an additional program you can get, which will really help with your graphics when you're playing games on the Quest. And this made a big difference in performance with the kit. I felt like the Games Optimizer is a game changer. It really ups the performance even more. It's like if you're going to do all this to do the kit, get this Game Optimizer because it makes the game sharper. The graphics are better. The game runs so much better. You will not believe the difference. Like I literally could not believe how much better, not just the pinball, but every game on the Quest runs when you use this Game Optimizer. And, it's kind of a process to install the Quest Games Optimizer, but if you're doing VR gaming, this thing is fantastic, and it's worth the effort to put it in. So let me check in with the chat, make sure. If anyone has a question on the Haptics kit, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give it, it's going to get probably like either a 9 or a 10 for me as a rating. I love it. It's a game changer in Pinball Effects VR. You can't even compare. Like, it's really great having the Haptics kit. It's a great upgrade. They knocked it out of the park. And if you look at all the engineering that was involved, it's really a lot of things they did. I mean, they didn't go halfway. They went all in. Like, you get the haptics, you get the nudge. I feel like X-Arcade really brought it. That's why I gave them Product of the Year. And also, the prizes for the show, any prizes I've given away, most of that money, it comes directly from anything I get off of X-Arcade. So thank you, X-Arcade, for you know, if you use my link, they give me a small affiliate off of that, and I've used that to help fund these contests that I'm running for free. So once again, like, just take your time and do it. Don't be in a rush. Make sure you got plenty of time when you do the install, and it's not bad. Plus 2121 says it is for PC and VR. That's right. The X-Arcade you can hook up to a PC. It works on just about every console, you know. Yes, Sacro, I cannot believe. Once you get this games optimizer, it's almost like someone like sharpened everything. The way it sharpens the graphics with the Quest, you know, I'd heard about this for a long time, and I'm not one of these testers that gets it and sits stuffed animals on it and clothing on it. I've been playing it a lot and testing it and then giving them a ton of feedback. I mean, literally, I have a video that's like 45 minutes with everything I thought they should change. And they did they've done a lot before this finished version's coming out. So they've been putting in the work. X-Arcade is going to deliver a top-level product. The optimizer is a game changer. And you're going to have to follow the tutorial. You buy it through itch.io. They won't put it on their store. Meta won't, because it's really, they feel like it's a development tool. I don't understand it, but it's worth researching how to get it done. The game's optimizer, like every game, like plays better. It's like night and day. Like once you see the sharpness difference, I mean, even Walkabout Golf looks better. You know, I love Walkabout Golf. Like I didn't expect to get a bonus on that, but the main reason I got it was I wanted the optimum experience for Pinball FX VR. That's what I love to do. I'm either doing Pinball FX VR or Walkabout Golf most of the time when I'm doing the Quest. So I would highly recommend the optimizer. I found that this video, let me put it back up. I could probably put a link in the description. This guy, the Ultra Graphics guy, this video was the perfect video. He ran me through every step of how to install this, what was involved. But the Quest Games Optimizer, if you're going to do the kit, I would recommend getting this so you can get the maximum performance. Let's face it, if you're installing the Haptics kit and you have an X-Arcade, you want the best performance. What is the very best this experience playing pinball in VR can be? If you want the best experience, you got to get this Quest Game Optimizer. It's a game changer. Proves the performance a lot. You know, that's true. I mean, it's a lot less money. Like this X-Arcade is a lot less money than a 4KP. You know, but it's not a full-size cabinet. It's a controller, right? It's an arcade controller. Hey, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming, watching the stream. But, you know, it just depends on how you want to play it. Cabinet's going to be one experience. VR is another experience. Playing it on a PC is another experience. They're all a little different. But I feel like the biggest thing that's new and has changed the most, at least for 2025, by far, was X-Arcade. I mean, they revolutionized the game. They came out with the next level product. And it's great. You're going to love it. Like anyone that, once you have the kit in there, there's no way, I don't see anyone getting the kit and wanting to go back to not having the kit. Kit plays that much better. Anyway, okay, so that was the Haptics kit. Year in review, I want to give another shout out to another product that I think knocked it out of the park. It's going to be a surprise. A lot of people aren't expecting this one, but I think another good product, And 2025 came in just in time. Was this? Okay. That was, of course, the Intellivision, brand new from Atari. I think that was a great, everyone that seems to have gotten one of those loves it. Been hearing nothing but good things about it. So I feel like that was a great product that came out. A lot of people haven't talked about it, but if you're into retro gaming, that's on my short list of things I want to get for 2026. But I heard they're sold out. They sold out of them. They were that successful. So who would think that Intellivision would be coming back? So Intellivision, that new console that Atari made apparently is very nice. You know, I still love my, I have the Atari Plus 7800 Plus, and I just got Donkey Kong, which is a cartridge I always wanted for years. And finally got Donkey Kong for the 7800 Plus, which is 7800 Atari. That's right, I said it. Atari, not Nintendo. Atari Donkey Kong. So that's pretty fun. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is let's do the little AtGames news. I'll show. Wait a minute, one more thing before you move from X Arcade. I am going to show the video. Here I am putting the holes in the X Arcade. This was the scary part, so I'm going to play it real quick. there you go. It's just another little clip of the drilling of the holes. That's probably the scariest part. Most of it's just a matter of plugging things in after that. So let's move on to some AtGames news. Of course, I did drop a video this week. It's designed to help kids learn how to play pinball. It's the first video I've done like this. So if you have kids that are interested in playing some digital pinball, check out my video. What is pinball? It's a video for kids. I teach just some of the basic starting skills, how to learn how to play pinball. And as far as AtGames news, I feel like they have a lot going on right now. I did say that one of the best of 2025 as far as products was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle table from AtGames, trying to bring that 4K performance down to a more affordable price. And that's going to be very important for them moving forward because, you know, the 4KP is great, but it's pretty expensive. You know, they need something more affordable. And that was the whole purpose of the Turtles cab. People have been very hard on AtGames this year in general, but I want to point out some things. 2025 highlights for AtGames. They released 50 pinball tables. That works out to be about one per week. So one new game every week if you stretch it out. If you look at the amount of total games, that's like one per week. They released 16 Zen pinball packs, which were 28 pinball tables. They released 19 Magic Pixel tables. That included 3 AtGames original tables. Of course, being the Firefighter one, the Baby Shark, and the Turtles. They finished the Rare pack, which I did look it up. It looks like the first table, Sea of Thieves, was the beginning of the year. So they did get those 3 tables out. So pinball tables released in 2025, 50 pinball tables, 50. That is moving. That is hustle. 50 pinball tables. The total library is 257 tables. I'm now currently a tester for AtGames. I could tell you they have 4 tables right now in the background that are going to be coming soon that are all, you can add those. There's more coming. There's plenty going on at AtGames, including new pinball tables. It's exciting. And they've been consistent. So one thing, you know, I'm not going to give them a 10 like some content creators gave AtGames a 10 for the year. I can't give them a 10, but I can say this. They have released games, 257 tables. We're going to talk about that. Hardware releases, they have the ALU CE HD, which is an arcade. So a new version of the ALU. They had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles HDP pinball machine. Is that a new pinball machine they released? They have a commercial version of the machines that comes with a bunch of games. This is really not for us. This is more for like the pinball community, the people that are used to spending 10 grand on a pinball machine. They'll buy one of these AtGames deluxe pinballs with all the games already on it. This isn't for the average consumer. This is an upper end machine. So the 4KP deluxe, and that's really going to be, like I said, that's for a niche audience. That's for the people that are buying commercial pinball machines. It's exclusively through AVS companies. They'll have a they'll have a Turtles version of that cabinet if you want to buy it for people that are buying. And remember, people that buy pinball machines, they're used to spending some money. This is a very high-end product that AVS is doing. Jurassic Park and the Addams Family are available now at Sam's Club. So I feel like there was some movement from AtGames as far as hardware. Look at all the hardware. First of all, let's look at the software. 50 tables. Then let's look at the hardware. They released a brand new pinball machine. They have a commercial version of their pinball machines, and they got their machines, including the Turtles and the the ALU-CEHD, they got all that in Sam's, so they've increased their footprint. How many of the 4KP tables play in 4K? Natively, none of them. You can OTG it and run them in 4K, but you know as well as I do, Java, it's all about frame rate. It's better to have a lower graphics with a good frame rate. Hey, we got Ray De La Torre here. Good to see you. So 50 tables released. We'll take a look at them real quick, and then we'll talk about them individually. I'm not going to spend a long time on that, but we are going to look at them. Hardware, a lot released. Also, they launched the All Legends Flipper Friends series. They did away with separate groups for the 4KP, which increased the number of players, so it's more competitive than ever. They're also part of the IFPA, so you get rankings. And from a competitive standpoint, that is great. Hopefully they continue to grow that. They did a TikTok channel. Hey, I'm too old for TikTok, but TikTok is the rage with the young ones. They now have a TikTok channel. And they formed a new customer service partnership with Talent Pop 2025 highlights summary. They show their response times. Let me pull this up, sorry. So, I mean, did AtGames do some things? I feel like they did a lot. Let me switch cameras real quick. I want to show this real quick. I put the 50 tables all in my favorites so we can look at them real quick. I'm just going to flip through them using this special camera I set up. Okay, here we go. Okay. So here we go. Here were the 50 tables released this year. If you had an AtGames 4KP, you could play all these. Most of these were available on the other platforms. Everything except for Zen came to all the AtGames platforms. Once again, the whole purpose of doing the Turtles cabinet is to get these Zen tables to more people. And I think that's a critical next step for them. So here we go. Let's just take a look at what AtGames released in 1 year. And this is Zen and Magic Pixel. And then we'll talk a little bit about each company at the end. Samurai's Vengeance, Baby Shark, Battletoads, Black Belt Deluxe, Earth, Wind, and Fire Deluxe, Firefighter Wildlands. This is an AtGames original table. It is one of the better tables on the machine. This is one of the reasons you have an AtGames. Tables like this. Future World. This is a fantastic table. This is probably one of my favorite Zaccaria table. Fantastic table. Just beautiful. Killer Instinct. Magic Castle Deluxe. This table was not released finished. They're going to get a ding on that, but the table, when it's finished, is fun. I like it. Mexico Deluxe. Moonflight Deluxe. All this year. Some Primal Carnage tables. No comment on those. I do like the retro one. Sea of Thieves, one of the best tables on the 4KP. This table's fantastic. This was the best table in the rare pack. It's not even close. This is a great pinball experience. Shooting the Rapids Deluxe. I feel like this one, it didn't live up to the hype. This one was a sleeper hit. Soccer Kings, a lot of fun. Space Shuttle Deluxe. I like these space tables. Star God Deluxe was very good. Football Super League, a fun soccer game from Zen. Supersonic Deluxe. Swords of Fury, Williams table. The Turtles table. It's fantastic. I love that table. The Machine, Bride of Pinbot. Tomb Raider, Adventures of Lara Croft. Tomb Raider, The Secrets of Croft Manor. All in 1 year. 1 year they released all this. Tropical Deluxe. Vern's Mysterious Island. This was not a great table. Whirlwind. I mean, these are Williams classics. Black Rose. Oh my God, I love that. Dr. Duna's Excellent Ray. Not one of my favorites, but it is a real world pinball. And Elvira and the Party Monsters. Zen knocked these out of the park on all platforms. I mean, they did a great job with the Elvira tables. Funhouse. Hurricane. Junkyard, Medieval Madness, No Good Gophers. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. There's no way 2026 is going to top this. Look at the Williams tables. We start here. If you look at the library from Zen, most of them were released this year. And I'm going to go over how many tables are left. It's not that many. Black Rose, Dr. Dude, Elvira, Funhouse, Hurricane, Junkyard, Medieval Madness, No Good Gophers, Pinbot, Roadshow, Scared Stiff, Space Station, Tales of the Arabian Nights, Taxi, The Champion Pub, our game we're playing this week, was released this year. The Getaway, fantastic game. These are so good. Party Zone, Theater of Magic, Whitewater, Whodunit, Zancor Deluxe. So those are the 50 tables. Those are the 50 tables. 50 tables. 5-0. Okay, I'm going to check in the chat. Sorry, I've been going off there for a minute. But when you see them all next to each other, that is a lot to do in 1 year. How is AtGames going to top 50 tables? How are they going to top that amount of Williams tables? You know, I'm going to be honest. Here's what's left. I looked on, because I have every table that Zen has made. All that's left to have 100% of the Williams tables would be Bonsai Run, Black Knight 2000, Earthshaker, Circus Voltaire, and Safecracker. So there is literally only 5 tables. You have to keep that in perspective. You know, people that give AtGames a hard time, in 1 year, they released the entire Williams Zen library. They ported it to the AtGames in 1 year, except for 5 tables. I mean, think about it. That is a phenomenal accomplishment from AtGames. That's a, I mean, Badman Hand says it. That's a lot of tables to keep you busy. Yeah, I mean, these tables take, you know, months to really master. I mean, I feel like when I play them, I'm still learning. Every time I play, I feel like I'm still learning the tables. So that's pretty incredible. When you look at them all in a group like that, to do that much work in 1 year, I think it's pretty phenomenal. So for all the hate that AtGames gets from certain YouTubers, the one thing you can't say is they were busy. They were taking care of business as far as producing games. They produced hardware. You know, what didn't they do right? What didn't they do right? Well, they had outages. They had service outages. That was not a good thing. They had times when their servers went down. You know, my criticism of AtGames has always been that it's too connected to the internet. It's too connected. So I did find out that now, after they did the firmware, if you have it forget your Wi-Fi connection, you do get the ability to play all the tables again. But it's super connected. Like, I still feel like the one weakness of all the AtGames, the 4KP at least, and the Turtles cabinet, are they're super connected to the internet. So, you know, the tables do work without being connected though as well. So, but that would be something they could work on. Let me check in with the chat here. But I do want to point out all they've accomplished. They've accomplished a lot. AtGames News, they have the Resolution sale right now. They are having a bunch of their tables on sale at up to 70% off. So I'm surprised they did that, but you know what? That tells me they want people to play the games. So they're putting them all on sale again. With the 4KP and the Turtles cabinet, you buy the games directly off the machine. For the AtGames HD pinball and the micro pinball, you buy them at the AtGames store. But they've got up to 70% off on the pinball machine tables. They got the Legends Ultimate CE HD. That's the arcade you saw me playing Captain America and the Avengers on. That is that arcade. That is the arcade you saw on this show $549.99. They got $50 off. I feel like the Legends Micro HD, this is a great little machine. On Amazon, you can get it for $299. I want to talk about what I'm excited about. Look at this. 500 bought in the last month. 500. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, see, this is what AtGames needs. They need a much bigger group of players. I mean, 500 of these micros were sold last month alone. That's just from Amazon. You know, if AtGames sells them, this could get a lot more people into pinball. And the games are fun. The games and the Flipper Friends are fun. So I feel like they could do well if they get more people getting the micro even and playing. I mean, it's certainly going to help them. That's 50% off on Amazon right now. Amazon gives you free shipping too. So that's a pretty sweet deal. So if you don't have an AtGames pinball, you want to see what some of these games are about, $300 gets you a machine. And it's a nice little machine. For the money, you can't go wrong. Flipper Friends this week, the games will be for AtGames Deep Ocean, Amazonia, RASTAN Saga. 2 of them you can double dip. They're in the Retro Legends Arcade. Play the game, shoot a score, get on our leaderboards, and be part of a community of people that are chasing scores, having fun. You know, I love that we get ranked. We get ranked right at number 1. There's in the chat, Mad Ben Han, #1 player in the IFPA, the #1 player of AtGames Pinballs here right now. Listen to this stream. I love that the pinball community is a small community where everyone knows each other. We all love to play the games. It's all about the games. It's not a bunch of drama and nonsense. You know, we just enjoy playing the games and having fun. It's all about the games, you know. The unified leaderboards are great. I mean, some people didn't like it, maybe because it's harder. Like, you know, if you had a 4K, it was a small pool of players. Now you're in a gigantic pool of players with a lot of really fantastic players. But I feel like that pushes you even harder to try harder, to do better. If you're in that top 20 or top 30 players in the IFPA, I have to give you a heck of a lot of respect. It is not easy to put in the kind of scores you have to put in. And it's great. I think the Flipper Friends is a great thing. I hope to see it continue growing. They need for it to grow is they need affordable pinball machines, whether it's a Turtles machine or it's this micro that they're selling for $300. They need more players for AtGames to survive in 2026. You want more Zen stuff on AtGames? We need more machines that can play Zen tables. That's why this table came out. You want to keep Zen? We need more machines, so more people can play. Make it more worthwhile for Zen to port their games to the machine. You know? Mad Ben Han, there's been quite a number of players on Flipper Friends tournaments. It's great to see that, you know. And you know, iron sharpens iron. You know, you want to play with the best. That's how you get better. You know, I watch Mad Ben Han's streams all the time, and he shows you. He just plays the game, and when you play enough, you start to learn what's going on just by watching. And it's a great hobby. I love this virtual pinball hobby. There's never been a better time or a cheaper time to get into it. $300 will get you started. You know. Did AtGames have a 10-year? I don't think they had a 10-year. I feel like the things that pushed them down were the outages. Also, some things I did not like. I did not like when they released the Magic Castle game, which is really a shame because it was I do love that pinball table. They released it broken, and that was before I was a tester. And I feel like the games weren't getting tested enough. So now I have my hands on them before they come out. There's at least 4 right now that are definitely going to be coming. So there's tables in the pipeline. AtGames is going to keep it. If you average it out, it's 1 table per week, 1 new pinball table. And that's a pretty strong work ethic. I mean, I have to admire that. You know, I mean, I feel like this year AtGames has really done a lot. After I looked at the whole year in review, I feel like they've done a lot. I can't give them a perfect 10 though. but I would say that they've been very busy. I'd probably give them like a 9. That might, but I love AtGames. I've always loved AtGames, but, yeah, at least they're trying to fix everything too. I mean, they're responding, they're doing things, they watch everybody. They're listening to the community, and really, if we want to see pinball grow, we need to get more people playing, whether it's kids, women. There are definitely underserved areas of pinball where people are just not doing it as much as it's a fun hobby. We just got to keep it fun, keep it fun, keep the fun in it. These leaderboards that I do each week, I do this for free and for fun. The show works at a huge loss, but it's really just to give another way to score chase, and the small group of people that play in them, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for playing. It gives me something every week to focus in on a few games and really try to get better at those games. And I think it's a great thing. Let me check in with the chat. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Did anyone watch Stranger Things? I watched Stranger Things. I was a bit disappointed with the finale, to put it mildly. There's a great show I'm going to recommend to my viewers. If you've not watched Fallout, it's a show on Prime. Very fun show based on the video game, of course, which I love, the Fallout video game. But check out Fallout. It's a good watch. I'm on the 2nd season. I'm all caught up. We got a lot of exciting things happening in the virtual pinball world, including a great tournament coming up. We got the Monster Bash tournament over on the Tomato Grass channel coming up. Drop some scores on my leaderboards. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to play. I'll be doing more tournaments on my channel too. I'll probably do, I feel like I got a pretty good turnout when I did the first tournament, so I think I might stick to doing one tournament where all the prizes for the month go to the one tournament. Maybe I'll put some polls up. I used to do where I gave out prizes every week and I spun a wheel. That was fun because everyone had a chance every week. But I think the live tournament where you play live and with the iScored, I feel like is even more exciting if you are an active pinball player. If you play all the time, I feel like the playing live in a certain time, a certain table, it's pretty exciting. Even though I don't get to participate, I feel like it gives that tournament experience like if you went to a pinball tournament. But that's it. Hey, with that being said, thanks so much for watching. That's it. That's the show I had for today. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate you. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm going to go play some pinball tomorrow. Go sneak and play some pinball in the real world. Some physical pinball, not virtual. So everyone take care. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Links to all the games are in the description of this video. As always, stay legit.
Well, Papa Brad's a game man. He's got passion in his soul. From pinball tables to Atari, he's always in control. He's a master of retro man. The old school style's his thing. With every flick of the joystick, you can hear the twang ting. Stay legit, Papa Brad, keep the high school living. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board, with the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit. Stay true yourself, Papa Brad, and always stay legit. He's a lover of the classics, the sound of pixelated beats. Late nights at the arcade with every game defeat. But he'll keep on pushing till he's reached that final stage. Papa Brad's the gaming legend. His passion never fades. Play legit, Papa Brad, keep the high score rolling. From the classic arcades to the AtGames pinball board, with the Atari 2600, your love for games will never quit.
Stay true to yourself, Papa Brad. Always stay legit.